Hey, what's going on, guys? Josh here with Classic Elite, and this is the video review for Jeremy McGrath's Offroad. Now, before we dig into all the dirty four-wheeled goodness, I want to mention that all of the beautiful HD gameplay footage from this review was recorded using the AverMedia Game Capture HD. Alright, guys, I gotta ask you one question. Do you like to race? Do you like to race and get dirty? Do you like buggies and trucks and more buggies and rally cars and bigger trucks? Well, if you do, I've got a game for you. Yeah, duh, it's Jeremy McGrath's Offroad. This $10 or 800 Microsoft Space Points racer is fantastic and amazing, and I cannot believe that I get all of this game for such a low price. I don't want to call it a budget title, but what a value. I'll just leave it right there. It was published by Reverb Publishing and developed by 2XL Games. And what we have here is a fantastic, content-packed racing experience. It would be wrong to not, actually it would be wrong to compare it to dirt, and it would also be wrong to not compare it to dirt. It's that kind of racing game. You have different types of vehicles, and you're driving off-road, and you're doing rally races. They're very similar to the same genre, but where dirt and games like that go for a more realistic approach and a very high price tag, Jeremy McGrath's Offroad goes for a value bundle. It goes for a tight arcade feel as opposed to the simulation, and I really like this game. If you can't tell, guys, I'm very into it. I stopped playing the game to publish the video, and I want to finish this video that I'm recording now and jump back in the game. It's that much fun. There's something very addicting about the way it plays, and I think that's because the game is just to the point. It's fantastic in that you don't have to be a big fan of racing games. You don't have to be a big nut in the rallycross and off-road scene to really enjoy the game, because you jump in and you either do arcade mode, you do the career mode, or you play online with some friends or random strangers, whatever, which is great, fantastic. So online play, bonus, got that, fantastic. Arcade mode, set up whatever you want. Take all the stuff you've unlocked in the career mode, the cars, the buggies, the trucks, the tracks, switch them up, change the modes, play around with it, and have at it. And then you have the career mode, which I love. I think it's great because it is just to the point. You jump in, it's like next race, next race, next race, next race. I don't have to constantly fiddle with, settings and do this and do that. It puts me on a straight path and I shoot right through it. Now, that's not to say the game is completely simple and easy and it lacks any real depth in terms of mechanics. The driving is very solid. The controls are very responsive. It feels fantastic. All the different vehicle types have certain feels and are better or worse in certain areas. And you can compensate for some of this in the way the vehicles drive, because you can initially set up, before you start anything, you can say, do I want a loose suspension? Do I want a lot of tire grip? You have a few presets, you pick one of those. I kind of stuck with the one I had and kept with it. But while you're playing the game, and this is where the comparison to dirt probably comes more into play, and some of the other racers, like I think Project Gotham even had something similar to this, but you have experience that you earn in the race for doing certain objectives or hitting certain goals, and that's really cool. So when I'm playing the game and I hit a fence, I get some experience points that I can use in the game for hitting that fence. I make a particularly long jump, I use my clutch boost at the appropriate moment, I knock over a sign, etc., etc. I get experience points and bonus points as I'm playing through the career, and all that can be spent to not so much upgrade but enhance my car's abilities. So do I want better acceleration, do I want better braking, etc. There's a handful of things you can pick between and bump those up, and that's great, and that really gives you a lot of incentive to keep going back and keep pumping up these cars and get faster and faster. And when you get faster and faster, what do? You show off. There are leaderboards, and you can see where people have the best races and the best times, but also the farthest jumps, which I think is really cool. And I really suck, but I think I just need to build my cars up a little bit more. People have some crazy records out there. The other online component being the multiplayer, sad to say I couldn't give an honest opinion in this review because I couldn't get any matches going, but nonetheless it was still a lot of fun, and I can see exactly where the online multiplayer would go. It would be fun, it would be fantastic, and a really good time. Visually, I mean, I've talked about everything else, guys. You know, it looks good, it plays good. Visually, it's a mixed bag, and that's not a phrase I like to use, but it's very true. It is one of the best looking Xbox Live Arcade titles I've seen technically. It looks great. You know, it's got some great textures, it's got some big open areas that you're driving around in. You know, it's got good lighting, and there's dirt, and all that's in there. Fantastic. But some textures don't look that great. Sometimes when you zoom in on the cars for different camera views, it looks a little blurry, a little hit or miss, and it only stands out because some elements are really, really good, some elements are a little muddy, but I don't think that really matters because it didn't dampen my experience whatsoever at all, but I'm just mentioning it. As it is though, looks fantastic and plays at a rockin' solid 60 frames per second. I really hit no slowdown. If you guys notice or think you are perceiving slowdown or any dips in frame rate in this video, I assure you that is a fault of your internet service. That is a fault of the video compression or something. It is not the game itself. It plays butter smooth. I'm playing 1080p or 720p depending on which television I'm on, and it's a fantastic racing game and easily one of the best racing games on Xbox Live Arcade to date. And absolutely one of the best values that you can get in a racing package. I mean, $10, you know, you get 8-player multiplayer, you get a bunch of tracks, you get career mode, arcade mode, all the different vehicle classes, and all the reason to go back and pump up those cars and make them better and then get higher in the leaderboards. I'm going to wax poetic about it even more and just say buy it. It's a fantastic game for $10 if you're a fan of racing at all. If you miss the old arcade style racing games, it reminds me of a mix between cruising and, you know, the old rallycross games on the Xbox. Pick it up, guys. It's fantastic. So yeah, for $10, go grab it. I also want to mention, guys, if you like this video, like us on Facebook, hit us up on YouTube, check us out on G2PO, Classic Elite. We're all over the place. You can check out our content in a variety of different ways. I want to thank you all for watching. I'm going to get out of here and jump back in my rally car and tear it up.